Well, obviously this past Wednesday was the Atlantic League All-Star Game, live from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs home stadium of the Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf, Maryland. However, it was not necessarily how one would want to have an All-Star Game played. First of all, there was a 2.5-hour rain delay. It was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. It did not get started until 9:30, and they actually were supposed to have post-game fireworks, but because of the county's noise ordinance curfew, the post-game fireworks were actually pre-game curfew. So the game didn't get started until 9:30. The fireworks were preceding that, and roughly 7,000 fans left and came back for the start of the game. But anyways, the Liberty Division, which is the division the Bluefish are in, they came up short. They lost the Freedom Division in what was a pretty good pitching matchup from what I've read. Trying to find the score for you here. The game actually ended at 12:21 in the morning, and the ninth inning was in a 1-all tie, so it went to extra innings, and basically the only home run was hit by the Corey Smith from the Somerset Patriots to determine the outcome. So basically the game ended at 2-1. It was Hankard that was unable to produce. Okay, so that's the Atlantic League All-Star Game for you. However, going into more Bluefish notes, in the second half, right now, remember how we said the Atlantic League does their playoffs, where they have a first half winner and a second half winner, and those have the playoffs for if they need a wild card or not, but they split the season up that way. Well, in the second half of the season, in the Freedom Division, the Sugarland Skeeters are now up on top in the Freedom Division at 5-1. The York Revolution and the Somerset Patriots are tied 2-4, and the Lancaster Barnstormers are 1-5. In the Liberty Division, the Long Island Ducks are at 5-1. Then the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, the Bridgeport Bluefish, and the Camden River Sharks are all at 3-3 in second place. So going forward, it looks like the Liberty Division definitely opened up for anyone. In the in the first half, we mentioned that the Sugarland Skeeters won the Freedom Division and the Blue Crabs won the Liberty Division, so they're automatically guaranteed a playoff spot. And then the winners of the second half, unless they're the same. And right now, in the overall standings, the Blue Crabs are still on top in the Liberty Division, 40-35. Long Island Ducks are 35-41. The River Sharks are 27-49, and the Bluefish are 26-50. In the Freedom Division, the Skeeters are 52-24. The Patriots are 48-28. The York Revolution are 38-38, and the Barnstormers from Lancaster are 37-38. Moving on, in terms of batting stats for the Bluefish, currently Mayora, the infielder, has a 327 average, has the highest average on the Bluefish team. He's followed by Crum, who's an outfielder, 322 average. Gomez has 300 average. Carter, his catcher, has 297 average. Rodriguez is another catcher. They split time, 262 average. And so pretty much there's they're hitting well. I mean, the top 4 hitters are roughly around 300 and above. So they're hitting well. They're just not getting the run support. As far as the pitching, as far as the pitchers go, let's see, pitching stats. Here we go. As far as the pitchers go, in the Bluefish, Lugo has an ERA of 0.00, but he's only played in one game. Fucino, who's been in 21 games, 22 innings pitched, so he's closer or reliever. Yeah, closer. He's got an .81 ERA, which is really well. In terms of starters, Teixeira obviously moved up to Cincinnati, so he's no longer with the team. He had an ERA of 3.17. The closest starter, I believe, at would be, let's see, games played 7, 29 innings. That sounds like a starter to me. Bilodeau, yeah, if I'm saying it right, Bilodeau. He's got a 3.03 ERA. So they're just not getting the hits. They're just not getting the run support for the pitchers, and the pitchers are letting in too many runs. So the defense definitely has to step it up for the Bluefish for the remainder of the season, so they could go on into the Atlantic League playoffs later on this year.